Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 181 of our crafting podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, also Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy.
You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Loopy Stitcher, all one word.
Weather report.
Well, today's beautiful.
Beautiful. I just got done cutting the grass, literally probably 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yesterday and most of the rest of the week was kind of dreary, rainy and cold and wet.
Did
I say rain? Oh, and then there was rain, and then it was cold, and then it was windy.
Well, we got rain tomorrow, too.
And then we had a couple of tornadoes.
But we've got beautiful, beautiful weather coming. I mean, other than we're going to have some rain, but we're going to be up in the 70s again. I mean,
it's springtime, so we get the gamut.
Oh, it's kind of went down again.
Yeah.
So, rain on Sunday, Monday, 70, Tuesday, 71, but then Wednesday, Thursday, rain. Yeah.
I was off this week, so the weather was horrible.
Because I was looking at it earlier. I need to go out to the mother-in-law's house to cut her grass. And I'm like, well, it's going to rain. Well, the next day is going to be nice on Monday. But by the time it's warm enough where the grass dries, I have dance duty with the littles. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday before I can cut it. It's probably going to be quite long. Mm-hmm. Ours I have to keep up on because we have the battery-powered lawnmower. Mm-hmm. And you can't let it grow as long with those. So... Which, I like cutting it anyways. I did the whole entire yard this time. Last week before, whenever, I had just done the side and the back because the front didn't need it. Mm-hmm. But all of it got it tonight, so. Alrighty. Shop news. So I've done a couple updates. One of the updates, I only have 2 bags left.
Wow.
Yes. But I did an update this morning. Mm-hmm. So I do have some other bags to show.
See that come across.
So what I had left over from the first one, which I'm surprised that I still actually have these. So if you like these, you might want to pause. Mm-hmm. Care Bears, and it's so cute, and I love the interior. Mm-hmm. So I only have 2 sock left. All the other ones sold out. And I had, what I also list with the Care Bears, there was another themed one. Might have been strawberry shortcake. Possibly, I don't know. But it, sold out, so mm-hmm. I guess it doesn't really matter. Although I have another new strawberry shortcake fabric coming, I believe. Yes, I do. So, 2 Care Bears, and they are adorable. Let me show you what I listed today. We'll start with sock.
Springtime.
Yes, I was going to town, which is why my neck probably hurts. I only have one of these left because sold the other ones, hummingbirds. And as always, the inside is the top here. Yeah, and this is really bright and pretty. Love that. I thought this fabric was really cute. This one is called Shop Local. Kind of reminds me of a little market bag, and it has the little Shop Local, homegrown. It is a canvas, so it's a little bit thicker. I only have one of those. My alpacas. They're cute. Mm-hmm. I have 2 of those. Coffee.
She had plenty yesterday.
2 of those. And it was so funny when I was typing this in, I wanted to put coffee as all capital letters with 5 exclamation points because the whole thing that me and Brett are like, coffee! But people would read that and be like, what in the world?
I'd get it.
So, yeah, 2 of the sock size. I kind of wanted to do it just for my own amusement, but whatever. All right, in the hummingbirds for the medium bags, I have got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 of those. It's just so bright and cherry. Mm-hmm. For the Shop Local in the medium, I have got 3 of those. Yeah, 3 of those. Oh, goodness. In the alpacas. I've got 2. In the coffee, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 of those. And then I have 1 new bag. So if you guys remember, I'm going to move this for a second. I had shown this bag that I've been using for like everything, which there's only 1 of these left now. This was a smaller size. I call it the project size, which it's not small. The amount of stuff I can fit in this is insane. Well, I decided to go ahead and try the next size up. Holy moly. I am making myself one of these. I just haven't decided what fabric yet. Guys, look at this. Now that is a tote and a half. So I did do the straps longer than what they recommend because with a bag this big, you want to make sure that you can get that over your shoulder and be able to carry it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
What they said the straps should be was not even half of like what this is. And you'd have to carry it like this. No, don't nobody want to do that. Like that's fine with the small bag, but with a bigger bag like this, no, you want a nice long strap. So I got you a nice long strap on there, which are sewn in, and then there's also rivets too to reinforce, just like the little one. I'm working opposite, so bear with me. There is a zippered pouch, and then this is also a pouch, which on my little one, that's always where I stick my cell phone because you can get it in and out really easy. Love that. And then also like the little one, it still has where you can pull it up, and it has the drawstring, which makes it even, I knew it was going to go in because there's nothing in there. We'll make it even taller for you. This is going to be hard to show because this is so big. Let me see if I can kind of fold this over some. So there's pockets in here, 2 pockets. So there's 2 slip pockets right here. And that's the inside fabric. And let me open it up so you can see the large box bottom. And look how big this thing is.
Yeah, you could like have half your stash in there.
I am making myself one. Fabric yet to be decided. Because when I go to the knitting retreat in September, this is going to be what I put all of my knitting projects with in. Like, I'll have them in smaller bags and then put all the bags in this. And then when we go out and about, because like on Saturday we have a free day, my wallet, my water bottle, everything, my car keys, everything will also fit in here.
Yeah.
So it'll be perfect because this will definitely hold a lot of projects. So it is a sizable bag. It is quite lovely. I made that and I'm like, oh, Alisha loves it. She's like, oh, I'm like, I probably won't make a ton of these. I will here and there. These are a little bit more time consuming to make.
And the amount of material and it's going to be.
Yeah, that too. You know, but we'll see. When the feeling hits me, I will make some because I love them. Oh, that's the back. It's just solid. But yeah, I love this. My nail girl was actually eyeballing it and was like, I don't knit or anything, but that would be the perfect bag for me to bring to the beach. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yep.
So I only have 2 of these in the shop. So if you're interested, make sure you go on over there. Again, that is Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. So yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see if I can fit those down there without shaking the camera. Okay. Do you have any FOs?
I do not. I worked really hard and do not.
I knew she was going to say that.
Yeah. Okay. Last week I didn't do a whole lot of crafting.
Let me see. I've got, I think, 1, 2, I think I got 10, but it's going to be really quick.
Yeah.
2 of which are pictures. So I finished the dinosaur I had shown you last time. Let's see if I can find a picture. He was so stinking cute. He was so little, guys. So that's the dinosaur from the Dollar Tree kit that I showed last time. And then I went ahead and I started and finished the unicorn, which ended up being even smaller.
Oh.
I wasn't quite as happy with her as I was the dinosaur, which Phil was like, why? She's really cute. And I'm like, I don't know. But that's a little unicorn.
Yeah.
So that's the unicorn.
Was it because you think it was because the size? Was it just
no? I didn't like this. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then I kind of took a picture of them together.
Yeah.
And then there's the picture. Now I will say, yet again, the unicorn. Like I said last time with the dinosaur, these are not beginner friendly kits. You do need to have some crochet background. I felt like for the dinosaur, and I also felt that way with the unicorn. They really didn't tell you how to do the hair, which wasn't a problem for me. I've done unicorns before. I know how to add the hair, whatever. It's fine. And with them being so small, they are a bit fiddly.
Yeah.
To crochet, so definitely probably not a beginner kit, but a experienced beginner could get through it. The one thing that I did like is because they were so small, I was calling them little pocket buddies. Because they can almost just put them in like their little sweatshirt, their coat pocket or sweatshirt pocket when they go somewhere to take it with them. Because they are really nice and small.
Yeah.
I did give them to the kids. They loved them. Especially little man. I think he was more thrilled about his.
Yeah.
He kept, Mama, look at my dino. Mama. And she was doing something and he just wouldn't stop. Mom. He was, I think, more thrilled than Peanut was, but that's fine. So that was 2. And then it was the first of the month. So that means another dishcloth for the yearly dishcloth thing from Kitchen Sink. Why do I always forget who it is? Why, guys? And the minute I don't tell you will be when somebody asks. The Kitchen Sink Shop. Year of the Dishcloth 2024. So this time I used a skein that I had gotten from Goodwill. It was, I love this cotton in brown. There was this left, but it's not enough because I weighed it to do another one. Because to me, this dishcloth was actually a little bit bigger than what the other ones were.
Okay.
And this one was called Easter Cake Dishcloth, which is... She explained it because she also gave you the recipe. I think it's Europe is where we traveled to this time. And I only got 2 out of that skein. So, bring them. That's what that looks like.
Those are nice.
So, I got...
And is this crocheted or knitted?
It's knit.
Knit?
So, I got the 2 of them. Yeah, all the patterns are knit for this one. And then if you watch her Instagram, if you're signed up for her email, we get the pattern emailed to us the first of the month. But then, and I don't know what the time frame is, but if it's a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, then she does post on Instagram that the pattern is live on Ravelry and it is free. So you want to go over there and grab that, make sure you download it, because then after whatever time length it is, it's then a paid for pattern after that. So you can still grab it for free. I mean, follow her Instagram if, you want to do that, and you can get each one for the year then.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying it. I look forward to the first of the month. So these will be put away, and then tomorrow when I'm cleaning up the craft room from podcast, I will put a skein of yarn in here for the next month, and I set it on my cart until the first comes, and then I have my needles in there already, my yarn, and I'm ready to knit.
Now, is that the first time you've used that brand of yarn to do those?
For these, yes.
So
but these
maybe
are
it's the amount of yarn you had in the...
no. These are a little bit bigger.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And it could be the difference between like what the multiples were, but it could also be what the design is too. So
it takes up more. Yep.
Yeah. So there's that. What's in there? And then I have more dishcloths. Which I do not even remember what I did. Oh, okay, I do remember what I did. So I had shown last time, which did I have any extra of this? I might, all I had left was this little bit. And it was the Burnett cotton stripes that I had got 2 skeins from Goodwill for 99 cents a piece. And my sister's going to groan, and hopefully Alex is not watching because she commented last time that he would groan, her grandson, about me throwing away yarn because he insists upon her finishing every little bit. Yes. So I just did the grannies because I want, with it being striped, I want it to really see the stripes. And I think they came out beautiful. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 out of 2.
2, yep. So that was pretty good. And yeah, I think they're really bright and cheery. And I like the stripes. And yeah. So it was a lot of dishcloths. And I found out, because I've been kind of paying attention to this. So doing dishcloths hurts my thumb.
It does?
It does.
Do you think it's because you're using...
a bigger needle.
Okay, a bigger needle and in the round? I mean, it's a circular needle, but you're using it straight.
It's the bigger needle.
Bigger needle.
Because the other dishcloth I did is on a small needle, and it did not flare up my thumbs.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because when I was doing these, my right thumb, was it
because you use an 8 like I do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. US 8, yeah.
So, yeah, that did flare up my thumb a little bit, but it was fine. I powered through because I was like, I'm going to finish those 2 skeins. And then I have 1 hoe. Just a sec. So, my wallet's still in there. My nasal sprays is still in there. And pills. I have everything in this bag because I go everywhere with it. It's just, when we went out and about yesterday, this is all I brought with me.
Yeah, it is.
I definitely use it a ton. I'm trying to look for the yarn. Okay. So I showed this last time. It's a self-striping DK. And the yarn is from Polka Dot Creek. And it's the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And let me grab. I'm knitting the... I always forget the name of it.
Ribbed?
I know it's... Is it wide ribbed? The minute I don't say it is when people ask me. So I want to make sure. Wide ribbed DK weight socks.
Free
pattern. And, of course, they are for my son-in-law, Phil. And the contrast is just a Plymouth DK. That's the first one done.
What you think came with the actual?
I know, right?
It matches so well.
It's not too bad, yeah. So the first one is done. And then I didn't really have much knitting time yesterday, but I did at least get the cuff started on the second one. Yeah. I did that while we were waiting for our lunch to be delivered.
Yum.
Which we will discuss. All right.
Oh my.
So that's kind of a hoe and a whip. All right, I'm sure you got some whips to share.
Yeah, I will continue down the. I started yesterday while we were out and about.
Oh, snap. Don't mind me, I'm just dropping everything.
Was.
Look at that. I threw the 2 packages to the Dollar Tree kids.
Made it into
and
the
they
garbage.
both, not one, but 2 made it into the garbage.
Over my stuff.
The
into
instructions
the garbage.
did too. I dropped a crochet hook down here somewhere, and I'll find it later.
So, of course, I started another dishcloth. I found some colors that I liked for a couple of friends that new apartment and new house. There's, again, size 8. Grandma's favorite dishcloth, and this color is by Loops and Threads, classic cotton, and it is called Pastel Ombre. So, got a couple of skeins of those. I went through and collected all of my craft stuff amongst my bedroom, office, living area, and spare bedroom, and went through my first round of organizing. And I have a lot more cotton than I thought I did.
Well, I've given you a lot too
Yes,
over a period of
so
time.
you'll be seeing some dishcloths coming up.
All right. We'll just go back and forth.
And
here.
the fun part was I have someone that has, I finally had to ask for help because I was taking care of my husband and working and going to school. It was crazy. So once a month, we have someone come in and clean, and she has so much energy. She actually helped me bring a whole bunch of it into the room, which that would have been a chore in itself. And she stumbled across my all those scrubbies that I did a while back, where I did 20 of them or something. She's like, "You do scrubbies?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Go ahead, take some." So.
Okay, tomorrow I need to, if I remember, switch this project to a new bag because it's not Easter anymore.
Yep.
I started another pair of the 4-Hour Socks by Lolo Did It. The contrast I'm using is Plymouth, of course, in the fuchsia colorway. And the main color I'm using is Ditastic in the Sunset Storm.
That is really pretty.
And I want to say Laura, which she'll let me know after when she watches this. I believe Laura gave this to me.
That is really pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
And I literally, while we were at dinner tonight, just casted it on. So I got the little cuff done. Well, the colors aren't really showing up quite yet. A little bit there. And started the contrast heel. So just got them going. So we'll see Monday if I'm able to knit on these or not at dance, because I haven't been there in 2 weeks because we were on spring break, so the moms might be extra chatty. So I'm not really sure if I'll get a chance to knit. Alrighty, you're up.
Okay, another project. Land of Sweets Cow by Helen Stewart. Now, I did a lot of backwards progress on it.
Oh, we won't even talk about backward progress yet.
Because the last time we met, I actually was in this next section. So I actually ended up tearing down, ribbiting out to this section and restarting the lace. bummer. But I had
Yeah, they
to.
didn't know.
I was completely. I had no idea where I was off. Couldn't figure it out. I'm like,
Well,
just giving up trying to go back. I kept trying to go back a couple of rows and going forward, and it just like, all right, let's just start over. And again, I'm using minis, and my plan is actually to end up reversing it and going back and finishing out with these same colors at the end. I have enough.
let's discuss ripping out.
Okay.
So, that was so funny because I said something about this last night on Piper Floozy's live, and she laughed and was like, "Yeah, if you guys been watching Laura, she's been doing a lot of ripping out." Yeah, this one takes the cake.
Mm.
So, my Helen Stewart at MCAL. Clue 3 had came out. Clue 3, at the end of Clue 3, you had added in the 4th color,
Mm-hmm.
and you were at 576 stitches. I ripped the entire thing out, guys.
Completely.
Completely.
Shrugged it.
Whole entire thing. There were some issues with the lace, and I just pulled the needles out in frustration, and I started, just kind of going back, and then I'm looking at it. So I took a section out, and then I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't know that this is right. So then I take a little bit more out, and then I'm like, okay, this is gonna be hard to know where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
Because there was so much going on with that pattern, and it's a lot of lace and everything. Mm-hmm. So I ripped the whole entire thing out, went to cast it on that night, and I could not do it. I could not cast it on. It was not working. So I gave up. Okay. So last night I came home and I cast it on. I told you I got to cast it on, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Started it. Got through Clue 1. Something happened. So today I'm like, okay, I'm going to tink it back. I think I can just tink it back. I could not tink it back. Because I tinked back quite a few rounds. And I knew what row I was on. And I'm like, these numbers are just not adding up. And I know it's because it was a section that had a lot of yarn overs. And I think when I was tinking back, something happened concerning yarn overs. And there was knit ones through the back loops, which those are a pain in the butt to pick out. Mm-hmm. So I think things just happened. So then, after I tried taking it back, and I told Brad, I said, well, I'm trying to fix my shawl again. And he's like, again? Yes. I ended up ripping the whole thing out again.
Oh, I feel your pain.
I've now cast it on, and we're just going to go with the feeling that third time's a charm. Mm-hmm. So I don't have, okay, and it is so sad because 576 stitches, and you guys saw how big it was last time. It had really grown. It was good size. Yeah. And Alisha had seen it. She's like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful, Mom. I want it.
Now that Alisha said I want it.
This is what I got now.
It wasn't even the first clue. We've all done that before, though.
But I've been, a month now of doing this? I am so paranoid at this point, because the first time, last night when I did it, I had taken my end and even woven it in and
yeah,
cinched up my hole. I'm not even doing that until I get through Clue 1. So I've got all these skeins now that have all the, in this one, I cut it, so I got that. I have another one that had been cut. I've got this one that's wrapped all crazy. This one didn't have a whole lot wrapped because I had just started the 4th color. Mm-hmm. This was a lot of knitting time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
This was a lot of knitting time. So now I'm to the point. I'm not worried about catching back up in doing the MCAL.
Mm-hmm.
I am more concerned with just getting it done
Correctly. Yeah, finishing it correctly.
Is that not sad?
No.
Do you feel for me? And there was no glorifying this. Because the way the lace is in this MCAL, if you make a mistake, it's going to show, and it is really going to show. It's not one that you can, no, it will, without doubt, be like a neon blinking sign going, look what she messed up.
Yeah. Yep.
So hopefully maybe next time. I want to get it back to the point where there's enough stitches where I can work them around, because I was loving the knit. I really was. I was really enjoying it. I'm not going to let this big setback affect my view on the actual project. It is a lovely pattern. It is enjoyable to knit, which is a good thing, seeing as it looks like I'm going to knit it umpteen times. Let's just hope third time's the charm. Yeah. So, streak continues.
At least you know what size needles you're supposed to be using.
Oh, that I know. I mean, that I know. But it was just so funny when, because what happened was somebody in the live had put, I'm working on the Helen Stewart MCAL, and I was like, me too, I just ripped all 500 and some odd stitches out, and that's when Jill read it and just started laughing. It was like, I believe it. And I'm like, yep. It happens.
Yep.
Which that's what I think you asked me earlier when me and Brett were talking, that's what the book is for her live, because they're all reading or listening to a particular book.
Oh, okay.
And then on Friday nights they discuss it. Mm-hmm. Well, last night was like chapters 1 through 6. And I stayed on the live for as long as I was on the treadmill. Mm-hmm. And because they talk about other stuff as well, crafts and life and, everything. And then when I got off the treadmill, I did leave the live because I haven't listened or read the book. Mm-hmm. And next Friday, they'll be going over like chapter 6 and 12. So I got the book, the audiobook. So this week when I'm on the treadmill, so I'm going to spend a lot of time on the treadmill this week, I have to make it through chapters 1 through 12. That's my goal. So Jill, I'm going to get caught up, and I'm going to be there Friday night. And Brett's working Friday night, so
there you go.
Not like, anything, I know nothing will be going on, and yeah. Yep. So I got to make sure, like, either my phone, my iPad, my computer, I got to make sure I have stuff charged.
Yep.
So, you're okay.
All right, I have a very small start. Like I said, I went through, and I've gone through a first sweep. I know I still have more stuff to pull into my craft stuff to go through. But when I was going through, I'm like, oh, I don't know about these little things that one of our viewers, I think, ended up giving us and you gave to me. I know I got them to you. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Why can I not
They were all very, yeah. And so I'm like, oh, I remember these.
I am so bad with these.
This is Holiday 7, I guess that's the only. It's a little, almost like a birdhouse, and with a little snowman at the bottom there. And so this is last night's start. The black is all satin stitches. Which it's been forever since I've done satin stitches. So I've got that, a good chunk of that started. Because then I actually found my little bead collector thing that I use. and it was still full from the last project I did. Jackie Bill or Jackie Bob or whatever it was.
The ones that I made because I was like, I'm not paying that much for that.
Yeah, this is the one I bought, and then you're like, okay, I'll make this. And so I'm like, I got all those beads off, and I'm like, ooh, okay. So that's what I did. I put them all in one bag and go to town with those. And I actually found a whole bunch of projects that I finished that I haven't fully finished from cross stitching. I was like, oh, looky there. There's that one. There's that one. A couple of bigger projects, a lot of the little mill hills.
Okay. This next project, I could have had finished. But I ended up putting it away because I knew I could have it finished for today. But there was no way I would have also had it blocked. And I like to actually block things before I have them on. Because I was going to town. I am like 4 rows away from being 70% done. So I could have knocked it out no problem. What I'm talking about is another Helen Stewart Curious Handmade. This one I have not had to on wood. Shouldn't jinx myself, right? I have not had to rip this one out. It is the Mount Juliet shawl. Or did I rip this? Well, I haven't recently. Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Okay, guys, I have to tell you as I'm showing you this, I love my nail girl. I do not love my nails this time. They are just too blah, and she has glitter on them. But I think I'm just used. I think I like the bright colors. I'm not. My grandson was very excited though when I showed him. I was like, look at Grandma's nails. Purple. I'm like, well, somebody's excited. Whatever. I mean, I let her pick, so I can't really complain, right?
Yep.
All right, so just review the yarn. Cherry Pie Cottage Clouded, she no longer dies. Knit 1, crochet 2, color 289. So, I was here, and I've done all this. I could have definitely have finished it because this is a really, actually, pretty quick knit. But I really want to have this blocked before I show, like when I finish it before I show you guys. So, this is almost 70%.
Cool. Very nice.
Act like a professional podcaster. Although it almost scares me to move things up nowadays because I move it up and then I tear stuff out.
Well, I move mine up and then I tear stuff out. So
Maybe I'm rubbing off on you now and I will no longer be tearing stuff out.
Yeah.
That's the hope, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Next one I put in a lot of work on is my Plum Street Sampler, the Garden Inn. And here's how far I've gotten. I've actually finished all the grass and everything to the end and moved my Q snap over. The end of that page is like right almost in the middle of the wheel. So I've gone on to keep going along on the grass. I actually realized that I'm actually supposed to have a row in between the end of the house and this wheel, and I'm not going to, and I don't care.
And there you have it.
Because it really means, because I checked, it really means everything over here would have to be moved over. And I ain't moving it. No, thank you. Not for a row like that. And then I also checked to see what the color was. We talked about this last time. Because this side of the house barn is a different color than the main section over here. And my colors look way too close. I'm using DMC for the most part. The only thing I switched out so far is the grass. I went to the actual called for, which is Oscar by Skyworks. And then I picked an actual red and blue, because the color they wanted me to use was like an orange and a gray or something. I'm like, that's not nice display. So I picked a couple of hand dyes for the blues and reds up there. And then this is supposed to be tin roof, I believe, which is more of a silvery gray blue, which you will see in my acquisitions. So I will be pulling out these top 2 rows and restitching those. So, that's the only changes I'm going to make at this point in time, but still love it.
Okay. My next shawl is Always Be Brave by Helen Kennedy Designs. And I am four repeats away from actually reversing the colors, which is going to be fun. I'm like looking forward to it. So both the yarns are Arkansas Yarn Co. We've covered that before, but this is from her Sock Yarn Society. Let's give them something to talk about. And this one is Dating a Royal. I did more than I thought. So where the progress keeper is where I was at. It was so pretty. So 4 more repeats, and then I reverse the colors. So then the main color will be the Sock Yarn Society one, the speckled, and then the like chain things will be blue. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And that's the problem right now. All the shawls I have on my needles are like really enjoyable knits. So I have to keep forcing myself to put one down, so I actually have to work on another one.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, there's worse problems to have. And it's a good thing that I'm enjoying them, since I like to rip stuff out. Oh, my foot's asleep.
The next one I'm doing is Feast of Friendship. Blackbird Designs. Blackbird, not Blackberry, Blackbird Designs. Currently I'm using all the called for. The fabric this is on is by Needle and Flax. It's called Dirty Teacup. Dirty Teacup on 36 count linen. So I finished the roof. I started down the house, and I have finished everything of the border that is complete up to that point. Except for right here in the corner. There's like another leaf or accent something, but all these extras that go along here are all done. So
That's very Karen, all the fall.
it definitely is. I just, yep, yes. Wanted to do it for a really long time, and then when Joan showed it, I'm like, that's it. I'm starting it, even though I have 30,000 cross stitch projects in progress. But I like to stitch what I want when I want.
Speaking of Arkansas yarn, how much is that?
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I have one more.
I have one more too.
So this is a new cast on. The pattern is newborn vertebrae. Let's see if I can find a picture because I know.
This is the free one, right? Is it still free?
Yes.
Yeah. The three, it's like newborn to like 6 months or something.
No, I think it's just one size. It's one size.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one size.
Yeah. Because the other one with the different sizes is a paid for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's so worth it because the sizes that they give are really not true. Because I knit one for Peanut and she can stick there. Of course, she's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But even like in length and stuff, and she has shot up.
Yeah.
So it is actually a sweater, like a longer lasting sweater. So, well, a lot of it's because there's no closures in the front.
Yeah.
So, when we went shopping, they had this knit up in Lang Yarns. What is there a color? Okay, this doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's
No,
got to be a
there's
color.
no color.
Really?
This is what it looks like.
Pretty. They have different colors there.
I went with this one because it's a good neutral because this is being knit and then put in the baby bin for when things come up. And I've made it quite far. Of course, it curls so much. Look how far I made it.
And it's interesting. It kind of almost looks like it has a stripe pattern there in the middle.
It's definitely
That's really neat.
pulling really cute. But they said on their sample that they had knit up, because that's why I wanted to do this, that they used one ball of this. And I keep looking at it going, I don't know about that. Which I'm not worried about it. If there's not enough, I will just go get another stain.
Is it like 50 yards?
It's 50 grams, yeah.
50 grams?
So, but it is, soft weight yarn is very deceiving.
Yeah.
But according to the yardage, it should not make it.
Mm.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. If I use it all, then I'll go get another stain of it. It's not a big deal.
But yeah, I really love how that folds.
And then down here, it almost looks like it's polka dots.
Yeah. Like up top here, you can see where it almost looks like polka dots too.
Isn't that cool looking?
It is really neat. They had a sample there,
but it wasn't knit out of this
that
color.
colorway. Yeah.
It was knit out of another one, and then like the tops of the arms.
It's really neat.
Yeah. So I thought that was
looks like you did a lot of work, and you
I just
awesome.
So that was a new start. I mean, that's actually quite a bit of yarn left. But I don't know, because you have to pick up that top. You have to do the sleeves once the body's done. You have to pick up the whole collar around the whole front of it. And I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it will get done.
Okay. The next one I worked on is my Christmas gift that Chuck had given me, the Gold Collection, A Treasured Time. Beautiful Christmas scene there. And I'm using the Call For fabric. This is a lot of blending, and the interesting thing is most of my stitching has not use cross stitches. Some in the bushes area. And this is where I'm at. Finish the bridge, which I think that was done last time. All of the white and a little bit of yellow I added to it. And this blue underneath the bridge. So yeah, making a little progress. There's a lot of blending and different color changes, so it takes a little bit longer, even though a lot of this is half stitches. And it's a little bit fussy because a lot of these stitches, especially the white, I think uses 3 or 4 strands. So, but I like it. And that is my last whip.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do all my acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will do your acquisitions by store so we can put pictures and videos in that we had promised you guys.
Yep.
Okay, so one of the items that I got when I was at Knit Night at Barnes & Noble's, they had it there. And of course, me being me, and I'm cheap, didn't want to pay the price. And I looked it up on Amazon, and there was a coupon you could clip. And I had points and an Amazon gift card thing in there. So I ended up spending, what was it, like $1.05 on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Nightmare Before Christmas kit. And it makes Sally and Jack, which is perfect because Peanut likes Sally and Little Man likes Jack. In fact, that's what they were for Halloween last year. And Peanut was talking about that's what she wants to be for Halloween this year.
Cool.
So I'm going to try to get this done for Halloween for them. I'm probably going to need to leave it sitting out so I remember. But it does actually include 12 patterns in there. There's the yarn for just the 2 characters, but then the book has 12 characters altogether. So I will probably, at some point, do the other characters as well.
Oh, that's worth it then. It gives you the patterns for everything. Just to finish, it gives you...
Yeah, it gives you for Jack and Sally, but then there's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. Okay, so you get all the characters on the front, including, him, and then you get all of these, and then you get these guys here, and this in the book. So, yeah, instructions to scare up 12 iconic characters. So I'm sure before it's all said and done, I will try to make more of the characters for them, but to start with, I will do the ones that the yarn is in here for. Cool. So that's that. Then today, we went to Goodwill.
Speaking of cotton yarn.
And the guy kind of made me mad. So, right now they've been cramming so much stuff out. Like, too much. And it's not just the craft section. It's every section you go to that you can't even look at the stuff.
Oh.
So, to look through the yarn, and it's hard for me because I have to be careful what yarns I touch.
Right.
You have to, like, pick it up, move it over, hold it, pick this up, move it over, hold it, and, like, because there's so much, and then it's falling down on the floor. So I had found the cotton yarn, and then they rolled out a cart, and it had a whole bin of yarn in it. And he left it, like, at the end, and I'm like, well, I'm going to dig through it now. He comes over, and he's like, I'm trying to put that out, and, like, yanks it away from me, and they've never done that before.
No.
Usually they set the carts out, and they let people just roam through them. And I'm like, well, there's no room out there anyways. Oh, I'll make room. So he's shoving yarn in there, and, like, it's just falling right off the shelf. And I'm just laughing, but I had pretty much made it to the bottom of the bin before he snatched it from me, and he was so rude about it that I knew it was just cheap yarn, so I was like, whatever. So when I went walking went past him, he's kind of like, really? Brett's like, oh, are you going to throw it out? I'm like, no, I'm over it.
Is this our local?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they go through these phases, and all of them do this, where they're cramming and cramming and cramming the stuff out. that you can't eat, like you can't look at anything. And then next thing you know, somebody will, weeks later, they clear through everything and then there's like nothing out.
Yeah.
And it's like, just keep it.
Well, when you cram stuff in there, that's a good reason for stuff to fall and break, and you're not going to be able to sell it anyways.
And people aren't going to buy it because they're not.
It's
you
broke.
Can't dig through the stuff neither without stuff rolling, and I'm like, whatever. But at any rate, I actually found 6 skeins, but one of the skeins had something on it, probably because it rolled around the floor before I found it. I found 6 skeins of Dishy, which I really like the Dishy. I found that out from the last time I got it. And they're all solid colors, so they'll be perfect for my monthly dishcloth. So I'm quite excited about that. So I got, I paid 99 cents for each one. And it looks like they probably covered up the colorway with their sticker, at least on this one. It's red. So I've got red. Yeah, they've colored a purple. Every single one of them. A green. Like a turquoisey one. Well, maybe they don't have a colorway on. What is it with me and not having colorways? And another green one. So, got all those. So I was excited about those, which they did have some. They had it last time of the
sugars and cream.
And I've been leaving it because I found I don't like knitting with it. I've actually donated a lot of the ones I have because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy it, I'm over it and I'm not knitting with it. So, there's that. Then, the time before I had went, like, I'm not done yet, guys. Gotta love Goodwill. I found this Hirschner's. It's from Hirschner's. It's Cheerful DK. This one, yet again, I see it says color name, and then there's a Goodwill sticker. Hold on. Okay, it's called Pickles. I paid 99 cents for it. And I'm not even going to try to uncover this one because the sticker's on there very good. It's a reddish one. Also paid 99 cents for that. I was thinking hats for the littles.
Yep.
For next Christmas. So, there's that. Then I found... We've been going to Goodwill a lot. What can I say? A crochet kit. It's a fox.
Oh, he's cute.
His name is Finley. I paid $2.99 for him. Skill level... I didn't even notice that. Is advanced. I'm fine with that. I can manage. It has everything in there that you need. So this is what Finley looks like, or will look like.
Little man would love that.
And it has everything in there. Well, and I'm looking at them now, and I have an idea. So, for dance recital this year, because I always do a gift for each gift for dance recital, he's... on the train.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking at this little outfit, and I could actually switch out the overalls and make them like a blue, and make the hat to match, and he'd kind of look like a little train guy.
Like train engineer dude, yeah.
So I might do that with him. We'll see if that happens. Grandma has all sorts of plans all the time. Don't know realistically if they'll all happen. And then I found something else at Goodwill. Another crochet kit, because I need more. I'm going to have to color on another cabinet. So this one I paid $3.99 for. It has 12 patterns in it. But there is yarn and supplies to make 2. Clara and the Nutcracker. But you get the book with all 12 patterns again. So... there's that. So you get all the ones on the front, the ones on the back.
Love that tree.
Right? Isn't that cute? So I figured, for $3.99, could go wrong.
Yeah.
So there's that. Am I at the end of my Goodwill yet? Yes, I am. Okay, and then I had the whole Addie thing last time. I did it. But I found like an exceptionally good deal. Like, had to get them because it was such a good deal. Have not. I did kind of get mixed reviews back from you guys. So I had some people that love them. I had one person say that hers kept coming apart. So I guess we will see. But I love my squares. I did go with the short because you actually got more cables than with the longs, and I tend to like the short needle tips, so I was fine with it. They come in a nice little case, and in the back pocket are all your cords. And when you open it up, as you can see, I still have all the paperwork in there. Let's gotta go this way. Oh, I could go that way. Are all the lovely tips. So I'm quite excited. So I need to actually use these so I can do a review on them. But I don't know why I didn't pull them for one of the newer projects, but I guess didn't think about it because I threw it in the podcast bin.
Yeah.
To show the podcast, and it actually came with I don't know, some sort of drawstring bag that I could care less about, but it was included.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
Yep.
So I did do it. Once I use them, I'll let you guys know what I think. We'll see.
Cool.
Like I said, I got it in absolute steel on them, so I didn't feel a bit bad about doing it. Okay, let me get all this stuff off me. This is ridiculous. Well, and that Nightmare Before Christmas did not show up yesterday. Like it said it was going to.
It came today?
It came today.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if it was even going to be here in time.
You were looking at it like, there's no way.
Yeah. But when I was out cutting the grass, I saw Amazon down the way, and I'm like, oh, they're going to head here next. And they did. Okay, so.
Is that all you have?
That is all I have.
I do have one thing before we get to our trip.
You go ahead then.
Okay.
Because I'm going to look.
I did receive. I had done an Etsy on Mad for Minders on Etsy, and I did a whole bunch of different needle minders. Here they are as a group. So the first one says Queen of Half Finished Projects.
Oh yeah, yep.
And then I have Hedwig down here from Harry Potter, and my Strawberry Shortcake. And then from Game of Thrones, I have You Know Nothing for Jon Snow. And then from Lord of the Rings, I have You Shall Not Pass. And then also from Lord of the Rings, I have like Gandalf and Bilbo sitting there. And then I have a Nightmare Before Christmas with Sally and Jack. And then the last one I got is from Supernatural. It's their car. What's it say? Hunting things. Saving people, hunting things, the family business. So those are all things that I love. So I was like, cool. So I was in need of some needle minders, so I took care of that. Plus, when I was cleaning, I found like 4 more. I was like, there they are.
That happens.
And they hadn't even been used, so it was obvious I had brought them here to show. And between bringing them back, they got shuffled into a bag that I didn't realize. So that's it. That's what I got.
Okay, so now we're going to combine the rest of her acquisitions along with telling you about our trip yesterday. So we got up early. Well,
kind of early. Not really.
Well, we had to get up early enough because it's like 2.5 hour drive. there's an hour time difference.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to plan it where we could go to the first store and then go and eat when it's not like crazy busy, which was not a problem because we had like 4 detours on the way there. Flooding, car on fire, more flooding, construction.
Yep.
Thankfully, we didn't have to worry about anything because this one here, it pops up on my GPS and I go, oh, it just said we're going to have a detour. And she goes, oh, yeah, I saw a sign back there. I'm like, yet again, she didn't learn from the first trip when she wasn't paying attention, and we ended up...
Good thing for GPS.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, it was catching everything and rerouting us.
It was taking us some crazy... On the way there, we were
well,
like,
it had to get around everything.
Yeah.
So it definitely made our trip longer. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, our first stop is the store that we always talk about that we like so well that has the cross-stitch, yarn, fabric, it's quilting. It's just a combo store. It's called Always in Stitches. I did take a picture of the front of the building, and then I had talked to them, and I did a short video of the inside just to kind of give you guys an idea. It was a little busier, and I was trying to avoid, getting too many people in the video and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that we're customers that we can have permission.
So we're going to go ahead and let Brett insert that here. Okay, guys, we just entered Always in Stitches. Say hi, Karen.
Hi.
We'll do a little walkthrough. So we got fabric. I'm going to kind of show you like an overall of the store before we walk. Okay. I'll try to go slow-ish. So this is all the fabric section. They got a lot of little stuff up at the register, which I loved. Their bags, like 31. Look at those. Every time I come, I'm almost like, oh, I need one of those. So they got like zippers and notions and bag patterns, and they make up all the bags so you can actually see them in person. So that's really cool. Large cutting tables. And they have like all the quilting stuff. More fabric. Okay, over to the back here. Some patterns. So back here we have cross-stitching and embroidery.
In this area? No.
I'm trying not to get some customers in this.
Okay. I haven't called in a long time, but I'm looking to, so what I have is this, which is...
So this is Karen's favorite section. Because they got tons, guys. I mean, it's like everywhere. Then they have a yarn section. And this is their clearance room. And more yarn. Needles.
Clearance room is your favorite section.
Here we go. Up front. They also in the front sell like sewing machines and then the last spot. This is a pretty large store here. Is they have a whole another room of fabric as well. We got all the little made-up things. All right, tell them bye, Karen.
Bye. Okay. And I did over here, like I was telling her, the one of the employees, somebody else that had just, first been in the shop was like, wow, this place is huge. And he said, yeah, it was 9,000 square feet. They essentially bought out a couple of different craft stores and just assembled them all. Because what we're showing you is the actual area where their
Everything is.
their sales store.
Yeah. There's
But
another
there
area.
are several different doorways into
there's
other classrooms.
And
Yeah.
then the up front, which I didn't go up front, is where they sell like sewing machines. They have a big long arm quilting machine. They sell sewing machine chairs, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Like I said, it was kind of busy, so
Yeah.
it was a little bit harder to get a video without
disrupting everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did the best that we could. All right, so show what you got from that store.
Okay. It's pretty easy.
Which I'm not showing. I bought a bunch of fabric. That was it.
So initially I went there to look, I was like, I wanted fabric. I had several patterns that part of the reason why I went through all my stuff was like I knew I had some patterns that I wanted in my head. I had some ideas of some fabric that I wanted, or at least the colorways, and I didn't find the colors I was looking for. But of course, I found other things. So this was in their clearance section, and this was from last year's Nashville market, I think. This is by Heartstrix Sampler, and it's called Winter Comes. And there it is there. The black one in the background is the whole thing, and then the bottom one that's done in the lighter color is just the bottom section of the full thing. But you can do the lighter one with the full thing too, so I thought that was pretty. This was also in the clearance, and this is by Summer House Stitchworks, and it's called Rose Ever Blooming. Very pretty sampler there. Then what else did I get? This here. This one caught my eye, also by Heartstring Sampler, Ye Old Noel, an antique sampler adaptation.
In all of these in their clearance center, there's a sale price on them, and then you get an additional 40% off that price. So that's always nice.
Okay, and the rest I have is not. So I debated, and I have both of the newer Brenda Gervais, but I went with the Light of Winter.
So you might, nope, other way. There you go.
Very pretty. Strawberry Fair by October House. Very pretty, dainty. And then Pumpkin Fair by October House. Small thing keeps. I was actually looking for I thought it was Violet Fair. It's Vineyard Fair that they just released, but they did not have that in stock. And then the other two things, a couple of things I got, which is what I was talking about on my patterns. For the Feast of Friendship, the tin bucket is very gray to me, so that big blue house would have this gray patch. Gray and brown, actually. So I found a substitute by Gentle Arts called Soot. So I'll be substituting that color for the other color. I will be using the other color. There's some other parts that are not on the house that I'll be using that color. And then, as you can tell from this, tin roof for the Gather In is definitely a different color compared to what the DMC transformation is. Ooh. I mean, there is some beige to it, but there's like some silver in there. So that is what I will be changing out for that. So that was my first haul.
Okay. So then after that, which is my favorite, we went over to Brewburger to eat lunch. There is a picture of my food on the plate, and then I took a picture of Karen, which I am going to have Brett insert here. And just to give you an idea, so mine, that was the one on the plate. I had the garlic 3-cheese burger, which is Swiss American mozzarella, roasted garlic, and truffle aioli. And I am not embarrassed to admit I ordered a second one and brought it home with me. I ate it today because the burgers are delicious. She had gotten, what's on her plate is a patty melt, which is 2 smashed patties, caramelized onions, American cheese, Fontana sauce, and sourdough dough.
Oh.
And it was a big old sandwich. And then you did the chili
cheese fries.
Cheese fries as well. So every time we go there, we go to Brew Burger. It's an Indiana place. Mm-hmm. There's like 2 in Indianapolis, I know. There's the one in Noblesville. I think they're throughout Indiana, because I know Lafayette has, it's definitely an Indiana thing. But if you ever have a chance, we do recommend eating there. Because we love it.
Yeah.
So after that, then we decided to go to Creepy Guys. Okay, so there... Why am I missing one? Hold on.
I thought you took a picture as we walked up.
I took 2 videos, and I think I ended up accidentally deleted one, which is fine because I sent them... Let me double check. Because I sent them to Brett. Let's see, that was Always in Stitches. That's our food. Yes, okay. Save video. Okay, so on the way there, we also had to go different ways. Big surprise, which I had kind of predicted.
Because there was a road out.
Yes. So when we got there, I did take a video in like the parking lot to show you like the area that we were in and how far we have to park from the building. Sorry. And Karen, sorry. And then I did take a little video just around the store very quickly. It's not the best video. I did not.
We were in the car when you did it, yeah.
No. I'm talking inside. I slyly did it. I didn't even want to.
Did it on a sneak.
I didn't even want to ask him because he was in rare form. So if
you had asked him, he would have given us the tour.
Yeah, no. So, at any rate, we are going to have Brett pop that in here. Okay, Karen, where are we at?
Creepy Guys.
So, let me just show you the area. This is our parking lot, and there's like abandoned stuff, and like it's not very populated. And then that's the store over there, and this is the closest parking.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
I'll come back to dealing with this. All I've been doing is entering crap here. Those are about, I want to say $16 in that range. It's like the problem is like they keep changing their rates almost hourly with it, and it's just annoying. May I ask your name, please?
Karen.
Okay.
programs or something.
What's that?
Last time I was here, he was doing something upgrade with his computer or something, getting everything loaded. So I don't know if my name's in there.
When me and Joe were here last time, he was having problems running cards.
I'm just curious. Oh, you're Karen in the Illinois.
Yes.
So when we walked in right away, he was quite excited until I think he recognized me because I was like right there, and he's "Oh, you guys have been here before." Yes, we have.
We both have.
All right, well, I'll sit here and shut up.
That's funny.
And all I could think was, no, you won't. And then he proceeded to talk.
He was so disappointed he could not, give
He
us
still did.
He was like,
Like, he still was like, well, we got this new in, and just let you know we got this, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
And you noticed the long dog samplers that he had gotten since the last time,
because he had talked to Joan about samplers, and he went right on and ordered samplers and got them in the store, and I had to hear about how pricey they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get anything there. I was pretty well behaved yesterday. I've been pretty well behaved lately. So, but she did get some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew because he has so much Mill Hill stuff. I didn't even look at the Mill Hill stuff at the first place. I can't forget the last thing he gave me.
Wait, do that at the end because
I
then
will.
we can send tell about getting out of there.
Yeah. Okay. So, we did find he had multiple prices. So we found the cheapest one.
Well, I found because you know me.
I thought I found the cheapest one, and then you found one that was even cheaper.
There were 3 of these, all with different prices.
They all did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have been bobbinating all my yarn. Or my threads, I should say, not yarn. Okay, and then I got some cute small ones. This is Autumn Hill Collection, Haunted Zone, 2 little ghosts. Who was commenting on my purchases?
Oh, yes. I want to see this one made. Oh, I want to see this one made. Oh, this is a good one.
And I got this one, Autumn Harvest, Halloween. I have the Boo already finished. I had seen that in my collection already. And then I got some larger ones, the Buttons and Beads Autumn series. This is called Pumpkin Tree.
I'm going to sneak in front of you. Keep going.
And then this one is Snowy Owl. I love this one. And then I got something really different off the side. This is considered their autumn series, which is interesting. It's called Fairy Garden, which these ones are usually pretty much full coverage. Looks like this one's quite a bit, but not completely. And then I got this autumn series, Beads, Into the Woods, with the little cats. Love it, love it, love it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Too much caffeine today, guys. Sorry.
And then these came as a set. He also had the full nativity, but I wanted just to go with these 3 this time around. And this is Magi Trilogy. This is Balthazar, Gaspar, and Malachi. Wiseman. And speaking of Wiseman, my Oh Holy Night is by Stony Creek and has 3 Wisemen to go with it. So he did have the 3 Wisemen. And for my lovely purchase.
Oh, hold on. Hold that thought for just a second before we forget. I want to show you his website because you can order online. He's very good about anything new. He gets on there right away. And he has everything from cross stitch, which you'll see in the video, although I wasn't like really talking, but yarn, knitting needles, crochet, bead, like ornaments, like I've gotten before, and I've shown you, painting kits, like any craft you can think of, he's got.
Yeah,
for sure. And you can order online, so that is his website if you want to check him out. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And if he doesn't have the bead, or he will inquire.
He'll find it for you. Yeah, he started 3D printing.
And I got a little blue bunny.
Isn't it cute?
We even had to see the bunny that, took a dive.
Yeah.
He had to go
So
back
this
and
is
show
all
us
when
that.
Karen's trying to check out, and we thought we were home free, like he didn't do a lot of talking. Well, then he held us captive at the register.
It's like, I had my money out.
I don't
get me
even-
out of this place.
I literally at one point just tuned it all out. I couldn't even tell you what he was talking about. He's a very... Okay, here's what happens. Here's what happens. So he's at the front of the building, and his girlfriend is also there, but you walk back, you go over, you go up through another room, and then there's another room here. She sits back there all day by herself. Completely separate. I think he's lonely. And she doesn't talk much.
No.
And he never stops talking.
You could tell he's socially awkward.
Oh, what was it about? He's a piano player, and he no longer has fingerprints. It's like, I about busted up when he was going on.
I didn't want to
about
say
that.
anything because my husband's a guitarist, and I'm like, well, I could see if you had calluses from guitars, and I play the piano.
Yeah, he can't
You
grip. He can't
you don't-
touch any. I'm like,
I was like, okay.
he goes from one subject to another. It's hysterical. I mean, it is, but it's also kind of painful.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm looking out at the parking lot, going, "Is my car still there?"
Because
Because he said something about, well, I noticed, okay, so this just tells you. There's a TV, a little monitor up in the office, and it just has 4 views, and it's directly pointed at their cars in the back of the building.
Yeah.
So he can watch their cars the whole time. And he said something about stealing or something, and I went, oh, I better go check my car.
yeah, she did. Just went and checked to see if my car was still there. I was like, okie dokie.
Well, I mean, you don't. It's just a very empty, desolate area.
Yeah.
And like a couple, and I don't know how well it showed in the video at all, but like the building next to him is like all boarded up, and
It's not a downtown business area like
No.
of a old town even. It's not really. It's just a couple of buildings in the middle where like a normal neighborhood is.
well, and it's funny because there's some big building across the way that people were going into, and when we parked and we was walking across the street, the lady that was going in over there was like just gawking at us, like, what are you doing here? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But normally, like, we don't see anybody when we're and
no
the
other customers.
The first time we went there, we almost like drove right past it because like we didn't even see it.
Yeah.
It's just it's in a very odd spot.
Yeah, it is.
And his setup is he has a lot of stuff. The setup, not so great. He knows where everything's at. Like, immediately. If you ask him for something, he can go right to it.
Yeah.
And they started to set it up with a plan in mind.
Yeah.
But they continually order stuff.
Yeah.
Anything new that comes out, he has to have. He has to get it. Or if you mention something to him about, like Joan was like, you don't have any samplers? Oh, he had to get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know. Well, so what happens then is the stuff comes in and there's nowhere to put it. So randomly, you find these boxes that are filled with miscellaneous stuff. Well, this girl here, I make myself at home and I dig through
Yeah.
these boxes. And I'm like, hey, Karen.
Let's see. I want to say there was another one she showed to
Yeah.
me.
I kept finding stuff left and right. Like, Karen, look at this. This was in a box.
Yeah, this was in a box. He had like right under where the register was.
Yeah.
This was in a box with a bunch of other ones that I went through.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, and he'll tell you, like, last time we were there, he had boxes he had just opened that were, like, back behind the register area. And he's like, oh, yeah, just come back here and dig through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like I was just, going through their stuff. But
we had a full-on discussion on the difference between Lugana and Evenweed and linen fabric.
Well, that's why I said he's
So-
quite knowledgeable.
He's interested in
interested
learning
in everything. Yeah. Well, and he can like take you through that yarn section and just tell you all sorts of facts about this, that, and the other. Like, he's definitely knowledgeable, and what he's not knowledgeable in, he wants to learn.
Yeah.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But if you go there, there will be stories.
Yeah.
There will be tours. You will be held captive at the register.
Mm-hmm.
But he has some good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does.
I mean, if
There's
you
some gems.
there's some gems there in terms of if you like anything Mill Hill. I'm sure he's got some of the older Mill Hills that have gone out of print.
I think he has every Mill Hill that's ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, Mill Hill is a plenty.
Yeah, in addition to like the buttons that go, like if you needed a specific button and beads that go to Mill Hills and or Nora Roberts or Mirabilia, he would be the shop to go to. Because he was just talking about Mill Hill changed something in terms of what company did they. I knew they changed the button company that they work with, but they were changing something else that he knew about. So, he's got that information.
I predict there's going to be a lot of more new stuff being added because they have events they're going to coming up. And he doesn't seem to be able to control himself. When he sees something new, he's all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they have every craft you can imagine. I mean, there's felting. There's not a craft that they don't have in that building.
Yeah. Yep. He's got some painting stuff going on in there. The diamond stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those little like when you were kids, when you did the little plastic stuff. Like you said, the ornaments, the beaded ornaments. You found some gnome ones.
Which I would have. I would have done. Okay. No, the reason. Let me explain the reason why I did not get them.
Mm-hmm.
They were so cute that I wish I would have taken pictures of these old gnome ornaments he had that you could make. Mm-hmm. And they came with like a ring that you wrapped for the hat and you did whatever. And then you did this down here for the beard and there was a wood thing. The yarn it wasn't exactly a yarn, but the stuff that you did it with, I wasn't sure if it was anything I could touch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it did not have ingredients listed in there or what it was made of.
Yeah.
It just said craft whatever.
Yeah.
And it looked really fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up putting them back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was afraid I would have a reaction. Oh, we didn't tell that part of the story.
She tucked something in there. Oh, you
no.
So
you had two. That was the end of that. And so going back to Always in Stitches. So when we were driving there initially, I was a little congested, but not bad.
Yeah.
We get into Always in Stitches. I was so congested. I could not breathe. Like I was gasping for air. The guy that was in the back was like, do you need Kleenex? And I was like, I wish I could blow something out.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. So I did finally go and blow my nose. I took some nasal spray thinking, it was just outdoors, whatever. And then I'm like, my freaking eyes are on fire. I don't smell a thing in the store. So I'm not thinking it's anything. But then I got to the point that I'm like, this sure feels like an allergic reaction to something. And I'm like, but I don't smell anything. So I'm walking around the store. I go up to their counter area because they have like little this, that's, and the others. And I'm looking and I look down and they have these big, I mean, big lavender sachets.
That's what she was checking out.
What I was having an allergic reaction to, just because it was in the building. I am highly allergic to lavender.
Mhm.
Highly. I couldn't smell it. But obviously, I knew it was in there. My body reacted to it.
Yep.
And the lady behind the desk was like, "Oh, I know. I'm allergic to lavender, too." And I'm thinking, I'm not as allergic as I am.
Yeah.
You might, guys,
She's
even
like,
be
it
able.
gives her headaches. Well,
Yeah,
you
okay,
need
well,
to think about that.
I got a headache. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
My eyes were burning. And you might even be able to hear in the video how congested I am when I'm talking, because that was during the whole episode of me having the allergic reaction.
Mhm.
And then when I was at his, I touched something I was allergic to, which my hands started tingling. And I was like, well, I'm going to give it some time and see if it calms down. Because I really didn't want to take Benadryl on top of having done the nasal spray. Well, then we're driving home and I itch my eye like this, and then under my eye is tingling. I'm like, okay, I need to wash my hands. Something is on there. So I'm having
We can't figure out what you touched.
Yeah, I have
We
no
really
idea
don't.
what it was that I touched. It could have been like something. It might not have actually been what I touched, but what I touched was with something I was allergic to, because that does happen as well. But so I was suffering, but it's fine. Karen took a nap on the way home.
Yeah, I was a bad co-pilot on the way home.
She was
Mind
snoring, guys.
I only had 3 hours of sleep the night before.
So, well, I hadn't slept neither.
She hadn't slept either.
Brett was snoring, so I tried to go to the couch and sleep, and that wasn't going well. But so she's snoring. So at that point, I pull off, and I'm like, I'm going to McDonald's. I go to the bathroom.
Still go back to sleep.
I'm gonna, get another drink. I do all this. McDonald's is slow as
molasses.
So I finally, I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and I'm like, man, I left my car running. I hope nobody takes Karen. And then I went, or my burger. And then all I could think about was my burger. Oh my gosh, I hope they don't take my burger. Leave my burger sitting there at least. So I get out there and she's like, boy, that took a while, as she's, all leaned back. And I'm like, yeah, I was worried about you and my burger.
That's what she said. I said, well, I should feel good you thought about me first.
I mean, and then
I felt horrible.
It was fine. And it was a long drive back home as well, because we also had not as many detours, but we did have to take different roads home as well, so it made it a little bit lengthier, but it was worth it. We had a good day, and any day we can have Brew Burger is a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, because I took my leftovers home. I haven't had them yet. So
well, her patty melt was big.
It would have been like this big.
Yeah.
And I only ate like half of it.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to go out for this afternoon. He's like, oh, you want to go to Goodwill and beef Brady's? And I'm like, we both have leftovers. You have pizza left over, and I have a burger.
Yeah.
I figured we'd stay home and eat. And he's like, well, I figure I eat the pizza tomorrow before I lay down, because he has to work tomorrow night. I'm like, well, I eat my burger. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat my burger. And then I'll go with you to Goodwill and beef Brady's. And I said, I'll have some of the appetizer, but I won't order a meal. Because I just want to eat my burger. And let me just tell you about this burger. So, oh my God. They separated everything because I eat my burgers medium rare, and she was worried about, since it's medium rare, about juices and blood getting on the burgers, buns. So she put the buns in a separate thing. But then instead of putting the truffle aioli on the burger, she filled a cup with it.
Oh.
There was so much. You would have died if you saw me eating this thing, because and I didn't put the full cup on there, but I put a lot on there, and I went to bite it, and it's like just oozing the truffle aioli, and I'm like, oh.
Is that what you're dipping your fries in? You should have. Or you didn't have any fries?
I didn't have any fries.
You didn't have any fries, that's right.
I'm not a huge fry eater, so, and it is just as good warmed up as it is getting it there.
Especially since the bun was on the side.
You know, Brett, when he brought it home to me, it was all together.
Yeah. And it wasn't.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
It was delicious. So, yeah, anytime anybody's like, you want to go to Indianapolis? You want to go to Noblesville? You want to go to Lafayette? Yes! As long as I can eat at Brewburger or, you know. I was lucky Brett had went to Indianapolis and he brought me one home not that long ago. And they're so delicious. And it's funny because he does not care for the place. Only one I know. She loves it. I took Joan there. She loves it.
Like I said, we've only had one bad instance, and then we think that was there were some new employees.
Which we weren't mad about.
The fries were cold.
The fries were cold, which I could care less.
cold.
As long as the burger is good,
Yeah.
I'm a happy girl. I don't care
Yeah.
about the fries. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
So.
Happy burger.
Mm-hmm.
Happy
So
burger.
we've been there like 3 times. And that was our.
I've been there a lot more than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, that was our road trip. I don't think anything else really major happened on our road trip.
No.
We're a little boring this time, I guess.
Well, only that we're like, every time we turn around, we had to do a detour.
Yeah.
Even coming home.
Well, which threw us off. Which threw us off because
Train.
because of going there.
Mm-hmm.
The way they detoured, we didn't go past the rest area, which I planned on stopping at.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an area, and I'm like, oh, I should stop.
And I almost said something too.
And I'm like, oh
she
no, I
didn't.
can wait a little bit longer. And the next thing you know, there was nothing. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go, Karen.
She was threatening to go, just go on the side of the road.
No, I wasn't. It didn't get that bad. Although,
But she was wondering if she was going to be able to make it from the car.
Yeah, when I pulled in there, I was like, okay, now I'm a little concerned. Hopefully I don't sneeze or nothing. I had to go. But yeah, so it ended up being okay. There was no pulling over to the side of the road or anything like that.
Fun.
So
It was nice. I mean, obviously for me it was relaxing because I got to sleep the way I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. I mean, the weather was kind of
it was up and down.
Up and down.
It was raining.
We
then
finally
it was
on the
sunny.
way home it got sunny finally. So it was a good trip, and I'm glad we went on a Friday because could you imagine that store on a Saturday? That first store.
Yep. Well, and both of the stores had shorter hours on Saturday, and I was worried about. It's best for us to do it in the order that we did, as far as not having to travel as far.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have been able to make it to his store, which I knew wanted to go there. So,
yeah.
Which kind of is the thing with us now that if we're going there, we just go there too.
Yeah.
So.
Makes for a fun trip. Something to talk about.
And I'm there for the burger. Happy burger.
And to be like, Karen, did you see this? Karen. So I was definitely influenced by somebody saying, Karen.
Yeah, his girlfriend was like, oh, it's okay, you're enabling her. It's like, first time I heard her, that's why I was like, oh, wow, she talks. Because last time we were there.
The only thing I was disappointed because we were doing it on their slide. We didn't get to take a picture of the skeleton still there. In the same room where she sits.
Yeah, she sits with the skeleton next to her, which is also a little weird. I don't know. You know what? They could do them, whatever. We find goodies.
Yep.
So it's okay. But he's just always excited to see us because I really don't know. I'm guessing the bulk of their sales is online.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody goes in there.
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen anybody in there.
No. So,
I don't know. Or if somebody does pull, like, up to the area, they're kind of like, I don't know. That could be part of the issue,
yeah, it could
too.
be. Yeah, because there's no side.
It just seems like it's very, like, abandoned area that might potentially make people nervous.
There's not even curbside parking, like on the side of the road. It's just the road's right there.
Mm-hmm. So you're forced to have to
park
across the way. And I mean, I don't have to worry about getting hit. I'm always the only car there.
Yeah. Because the only other parking lot that's there is actually the building next to him's parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
The sign for it's right there, right next to where the parking lot is. So.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Alrighty. We didn't mention we're recording a day early because the hubby has to work tomorrow night.
Yeah.
got mandated.
Mhm.
So next time we will be 21st. Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah, we should be good.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because he'd be on days. So yeah, we'd be good.
Okay.
So we will be back in. I was just checking for when we go to Arkansas, but we're good then too, because that would be a non-podcast.
Cool.
My husband and I are going to Arkansas for Arkansas Yarn Co.'s anniversary party. So we will be there that weekend for that, which is very exciting because we wasn't sure if he'd be able to get off work or not, and he did. Yay. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.